Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Yes.
This time,
Uh-huh.
we are diving into Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins.
Oh, yeah, a classic.
It is a classic, and I'm sure some of you listening have read it, but there's also probably a lot of you who haven't.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
So
a huge book.
it's a big one.
Lots of information.
It is.
So many great takeaways.
Yeah, so we're going to give you the cheat sheet.
Exactly. That's what Spark knows.
Well, exactly.
Go
This
right
is it.
ahead.
This is it. So we're going to break it down into 5 main points
Okay, sounds
that we think are the most important.
All right.
And first up, we're going to talk about decisions.
Okay. Decisions.
Big one.
Yeah,
I feel
absolutely.
like this is like the
It's
foundation of the whole thing.
You know, one of Robin's big ideas is that we shape our lives, not by our circumstances, but by our decisions.
Right.
It's a really empowering idea.
It is.
It puts you in control.
Yeah, and it's not. It's not about what's happening to you. It's about how you're
Responding to it.
Yeah, exactly.
The reaction.
So I think that that's sometimes hard to swallow because,
It is.
it can feel like I'm
Yeah.
a victim of circumstance.
Yeah.
And I think,
Especially today.
yeah,
When there's so much going on.
so much is out of your control.
Feels like it.
Right.
Right.
But it is true that like how we respond to things is
100%.
something that we can,
Is a choice.
yeah.
You always have a choice.
And that-
Even if it's like a
Right.
seemingly small choice, it can have a huge ripple effect.
Yeah, so let's say, for example,
Yeah.
I want to be healthier.
Okay. Great goal.
And so I wake up in the morning
Right.
and I am faced with the decision of
Donut or oatmeal.
exactly.
Right.
So it's like,
What are you going to do?
right, am I going to take the easy road
Right.
or am I going to think about the long term?
Long game.
Yeah.
Paisley.
Yeah. So Robbins talks a lot about getting off of autopilot.
Yes.
And
Yeah. That's huge.
that's a big one.
Right.
And it's something that I think I struggle with.
We all do.
And I think everybody does,
Yeah.
really, because it's easy to,
It's comfortable.
it's comfortable
Wait,
to just go through the motions.
Yeah.
But he's saying,
Yeah.
okay, every time you make a decision, ask yourself,
Ask yourself a question.
yeah, does this take me closer to where I want to be
It's a powerful question.
or further away?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if we're not intentional
Yeah.
about our choices,
Right.
we're going to end up somewhere we don't want to be.
Exactly.
Well,
And I think that's a,
And it can feel like you're a passenger
yes,
in your own life.
absolutely. And I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
And that's part of why this book is so popular.
Yeah.
Is like it gives you that sense of control back.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you can steer the ship.
You're not just along for the ride.
We've got decisions.
Yes.
But
But there's another layer to it.
yeah,
It's not just about making decisions. It's also about the beliefs that we hold.
right.
Because our beliefs can either support us or hold us back.
So beliefs are,
Powerful.
yeah, huge.
Yeah, they're like the lens through which we see the world.
Right.
It's like if you're wearing rose-colored glasses,
Yeah.
everything looks rosy.
Yeah.
But if you're wearing those like, dark gray glasses,
Yeah.
everything looks
yeah.
gloomy.
Yeah.
So Robbins talks about these things called limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
And these are beliefs that hold us back from reaching our full potential.
Uh-huh.
So it's things like, I'm not good at math,
Right.
or I'm not creative.
Yeah, I'm too old to do that. I'm too
Yes.
young to do that.
It's all those stories that we tell ourselves.
Yeah.
And they can really keep us stuck.
Yeah. And it becomes almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy,
Absolutely.
right? If you believe it.
If you believe it, you're going to act in a way that makes it true.
Yeah, exactly. And it's hard
It is.
to even
Yeah.
recognize sometimes that you have those.
It is because they become so ingrained.
Yeah.
They're like these subconscious programs
Yeah. And it's not
running in the background.
Yeah. And it's not just like a one-time thought.
No,
It's something that you truly believe.
it's a pattern.
Yeah. Right? It's a pattern.
It's a way of thinking.
And it's probably ingrained from like
Oh, yeah.
childhood.
Childhood experiences.
Yeah. Things people have said to us.
Yeah, the messages we've received from our
Yeah.
parents, from our teachers, from our peers,
Mhm.
from society.
Yeah.
All of that stuff gets internalized.
And it's tough to untangle it.
It is.
But it is possible.
That's where Robbins comes in and he says,
He's got some tools for us.
yeah,
So he talks about this technique called reframing,
okay.
which is basically consciously challenging those negative beliefs and replacing them with more empowering ones. So like an example would be,
Yeah, let's say you have the belief that I'm not good at math.
right,
You can reframe that to, I can learn and improve my math skills with practice.
Yeah.
Right? It's about changing the story you tell yourself.
Yeah, and I think that is so powerful because
It
it's
is.
like you're taking control of...
You're taking control of your thoughts
Yeah.
instead of letting your thoughts control you.
And I think that's something that people don't realize they can do.
A lot of people feel like their thoughts are just happening to them,
Yeah.
but we actually have a choice.
Yeah.
We can choose which thoughts we focus on,
I like that.
right? So it's like,
We can choose to feed the positive thoughts
yeah.
and starve the negative ones.
And how do we do that?
Well, that's a whole other
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, but that is,
But it starts with awareness.
yeah, right?
Going-
Recognizing those beliefs.
Noticing those thoughts.
And I think that's a good place to
Right.
leave it.
Yeah. Good stopping point.
And then
We'll come back and talk about pain and pleasure next time.
sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening to part 1.
See you next time. Okay, so we're back, and we were talking about reframing those limiting beliefs.
Yeah, and I feel like that kind of leads into...
It does, yeah. It sets the stage
Yeah,
for
we're further going.
setting goals,
Okay.
which is the next.
This is a big one.
big one. This
Yeah.
is where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah.
This is where we start to take action.
Yeah.
So Robbins, he has a very specific approach to goal setting.
Yeah.
It's not just about what you want, but why you want it.
Right. It has to have like an emotional
Personal charge.
connection.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
You can't just be...
It can't just be like, I want to make more money.
Yeah.
It's got to be, why do you want to make more money?
What's the feeling behind it?
What's the feeling? Yeah, what's the deeper motivation?
And is it going to bring you joy?
Is it going to bring you freedom? Is it going to allow you to travel the world?
Security.
Yeah.
All the things.
All the things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he talks about this idea of making your goals vivid and compelling.
Like writing it down as if it's already happened.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So instead of saying, I want to lose weight, like imagine you're already at your goal weight.
Yeah.
How do you feel? How do you look?
Yeah. What are you wearing?
What are you wearing? Yeah. Are you, running a marathon? Are you
Yeah.
playing with your kids with more energy?
And this is something that like athletes use all the time.
All the time. Yeah. Visualization is huge in sports.
Yeah. I mean, you see them doing it before.
Yeah. They're mentally rehearsing.
Yeah.
They're seeing themselves winning the race.
So it's not just this woo-woo.
No, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a technique that's been proven to work.
Yeah. And it's not just for athletes.
No, anyone can use it.
Anyone.
Whether you're trying to start a business, write a book,
Get a promotion?
get a promotion, whatever it is,
Yeah.
you can use visualization to help you achieve it.
And I think that's a really powerful...
It is. And it ties back to what we were talking about earlier with beliefs.
Yeah.
Because if you can see it in your mind,
Yeah.
you're more likely to believe it's possible.
And then once you believe it's possible,
Then you start taking action.
then you take action.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the goal set.
We've got the goals.
We're feeling
We're fired up,
motivated.
we're visualizing it.
But then how do we...
How do we make it happen?
Yeah, how do we keep that momentum going?
Yeah, because we all know how easy it is to start something and then
Fizzle out.
fizzle out. Yeah, lose motivation.
Especially if it's like a big...
A big goal, a long-term goal.
Yeah.
So Robbins talks about the importance of momentum,
Yeah.
and he uses this great analogy of the snowball.
Oh, yeah.
So you start with a small snowball,
Uh-huh.
and as you roll it down the hill,
It gets bigger.
it gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah. And gains momentum.
It gains momentum until it's this unstoppable force.
Like an avalanche.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's the same with our goals.
Yeah.
We start with small actions.
Small, consistent actions.
Consistent actions, yeah.
Every day.
Every day. And as we keep taking those actions,
Yeah.
we build momentum.
We build momentum, and I feel like
It starts to feel easier
easier.
because you're in the habit of doing it.
Yeah. You've created a habit.
Yeah, it's not this
Inside.
big, overwhelming thing anymore.
Yeah. And Robbins also talks about how important it is to celebrate those small wins.
Yes. Celebrate the progress.
Yeah, because it's so easy to get focused on like
The end.
the end goal, and you're like,
What?
oh, I'm not there yet.
I'm not there yet.
But it's like,
But you've come so far.
look how far you've come.
Acknowledge the progress that you've made.
Yeah.
And that helps you stay motivated.
It does, and it feels good.
It feels good.
And you're like, okay, I can keep going.
I can do this.
I can do this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the momentum,
Have her roll in.
but we all know that life is not always,
Smooth sailing.
yeah, there are going to
Yeah.
be
There are going to be bumps in the road.
challenges and setbacks.
Setbacks, failures, disappointments.
So
How do we deal with those?
what does Robbins say about that?
Well, he talks about the importance of mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about what happens to us.
Right.
It's about how we interpret it,
How we frame it.
how we frame it. Yeah. So he encourages us to develop resilience,
Okay.
to view challenges as opportunities for growth.
So like
Yeah.
instead of getting stuck in like,
Victim mode,
yeah.
we shift to creator mode.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when you hit a setback,
Mm-hmm.
you ask yourself,
What can I learn from this?
okay.
How can I use this to make myself stronger?
So it's like turning the negative.
Turning it into a positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, finding the opportunity and the obstacle.
And that's hard.
It takes practice.
Yeah.
But it's a skill that anyone can develop.
So I feel like we've talked about a lot
We
of
have.
internal stuff.
Yeah, the inner game.
Yeah.
The mindset, the beliefs, the goals.
But Robbins also talks about the importance of our environment.
Right. He doesn't just focus on the internal.
Yeah.
He recognizes that our external world also plays a role.
Mm-hmm.
The people we surround ourselves with, the information we consume, the physical spaces we inhabit.
Yeah. It's like that saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Exactly.
So it's like if you're hanging out with people who are
Negatives,
unmotivated, yeah,
it's going to rub off on you.
it's going to bring you down.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, if you're surrounding yourself with people who are
Positive,
supportive,
inspiring.
driven,
Yeah.
it's going to lift you up.
And I think that's sometimes hard because,
It is.
you might have relationships with
Yeah.
people
That aren't serving you.
that aren't serving you anymore.
Yeah, and it can be tough to
Particularly,
let go of those relationships.
But it's important.
It is. If you want to create a life that's aligned with your goals and values.
And it's not just people. No, it's also the information we consume.
Yeah.
Are you watching the news all the time
Yeah.
and filling your head with negativity?
Or are you reading books that are inspiring you?
Listening to podcasts
Yeah.
that are teaching you new things?
Yeah.
It's about being mindful of what you're putting into your mind.
I think that's a great takeaway.
It's about creating an environment that supports your growth.
Yeah, and I think this deep dive
Yeah,
has been really eye-opening.
I think so too.
You know, just realizing all the different levers
Yeah.
that we can pull.
The tools that we have
Yeah.
to create change in our lives.
And I think that's what Robbins is all about.
He's all about empowerment.
Empowerment.
Yeah, giving people the tools to take control of their lives.
And so to wrap up,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with this.
Okay.
What's one small step you can take today,
Okay.
inspired by what we've talked about,
Yeah.
to start awakening your own giant within?
I love that question.
Maybe it's setting a goal.
Yeah.
Maybe it's,
Having a tough conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just being more present.
yeah,
Whatever it is, just take that first step.
yeah. And remember, even small steps can lead to big changes.
Absolutely, the snowball effect.
Exactly.
Start small, build momentum.
That's it for our deep dive into Awaken the Giant Within.
Thanks for listening.
Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.